everybody, and welcome to Neon City Daily. I'm Jamie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Dave.
And wow, what a week it's been, guys.
Got a lot to talk about.
Do we?
Yes.
As always.
Cool.
We actually do.
Because I added to the Trello board.
I didn't.
I'm glad someone
I wonder
else
who's
took it upon themselves.
who's really committed to this podcast.
I have done in the past, just not this week. And it's usually stuff you guys have already talked about.
Yeah, you're behind the times.
Yep.
You need to be unemployed.
Yeah, that
I do.
really
That would
helps.
help.
Yeah, I hear that sorts
You
a
can
lot
stay up
about
to date
it,
with
yeah.
a lot of things.
You got no idea the stuff that you can get up to when you're unemployed. As long as it doesn't involve money, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a
Josh
lot of
started
things on the
Warhammer.
internet to find
That's true.
that you may not want to find.
It's true.
Yeah, true. I dropped an inordinate amount of money on Warhammer whilst
I was really concerned when
But
you
that's
did that.
because I save.
But you use the savings on frivolous things, not like rent or
No.
mortgage or...
It's important to keep your mind sharp while you're unemployed, and Warhammer does that. There's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, going out of your bank account.
Anyway, we're not starting another podcast.
So Jamie,
No way.
we don't often get to talk about what you've been playing. So what have you been playing?
Well, thanks for asking, Dave. Not much. I have been playing...
Although we missed Nick last week.
I think
not
we've
Jamie.
missed me
We'll
most
go
weeks.
that
I
way.
kind of assume it was tradition at this point.
Yeah.
I've been playing quite a lot of Remnant with you guys. That was free on the Epic Store, as many people know. And it's probably the most use I've really gotten out of the Epic Store launching that game. So that's nice.
But we don't have good things to say about the Epic experience.
No, that part sucks. But the game itself
Remnant
is
is
good.
a good game.
Yes.
Yeah, Remnant's really solid.
We don't really do reviews, but if we did, I would have paid for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Put it that
in
way.
fact,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
came out on sale like right after it stopped being for free on the Epic Store.
Yeah.
And I kind of, because of the way that I'm programmed at the moment, I didn't even register that I own the game. And I was like, I should get that.
Yeah.
And I nearly did.
You
Yeah.
like click? Oh no!
Yeah, hang
on Steam, because it was still on sale, but it was still like $54 or
It
something.
was like 30 odd, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like-
I'd happily pay 50, 60 for that game,
Yeah.
based on what we've got out of it
well,
already.
they just released some DLC, so I'm going to grab that for it.
And that seems pretty cheap too.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
going to
15.
grab it until I saw it was like $15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
It was like both incredibly good timing and a good price point
Yeah.
for it.
Yes.
So
that-
a lot of people now have the game and now they get more out of it.
Yeah, and Epic are footing the bill for all those free versions that they got, so good money coming in for the developers. Which
I
is
wonder
great.
how long they'll be able to do that until Apple cleans them out.
I was going to say,
And they're like, oh, no more free games. In fact, everything's doubled in price.
Do you think that they really rely that much on Apple money?
No. Is it Apple's going to take their money when they win the
Yeah.
lawsuit against them?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a lawsuit.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some
We
legal
talked
battles
about
too.
it last-
Yeah, that
We'll
was
talk about
I
last
think
week.
we talked about.
We will circle back around to the
Yeah.
lawsuit.
Okay.
I've also been playing a game called Fight Crab,
All right.
where you are a crab, sometimes a giant crab, and you
Now,
fight.
we're talking the sea creature, aren't we? We're not
Yes.
talking venereal.
Snick, snick.
Yep.
And you fight crabs. So a crab comes at you. Maybe it's got a sword. Maybe it's got an axe.
Sorry, I'm going to make that game. Sorry.
What?
Crab v.
Doctor,
crab.
you're a doctor.
Oh,
And you have to eliminate a really persistent, like,
just crabs
Venereal
v. crabs.
disease.
Yeah.
It's part educational game, part Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game. You got to fight those crabs. Anyway, so like the whole idea of the game is you're fighting another crab and you've got to flip it on its back and get a countdown and then you win.
that just seems really mean.
No, well, they're trying to do it to you
They're
too.
trying-
You're
yeah.
also a crab.
You're also
Yeah.
okay.
It's
not
crabs
crab.
fighting. It's fight crab.
You're not a teenage boy going.
Yeah, just get the magnifying glass
You're just
out.
going
Yeah.
gut the crab. No, so it's quirky and fun. I'm pretty sure it's got like online multiplayer and stuff as well.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just a bizarre game. You can outfit, you can level up your crab and change what species of crab you are.
Yeah.
You can buy armor and weapons to equip your crab with.
Didn't even know there were different species of crab. But.
Well,
Wow.
how about this?
Oh, I mean, I knew there were different types of crabs.
But yeah, so it's just this bizarre game and it's fun.
Nice.
So can recommend if you're into that. Controls kind of awkward because you're kind of setting your crab on a like a pathway. You set the acceleration of the crab and the crab just goes. You can
Right,
tell it
okay.
to go like left, right, up, down, whatever. And then you're just kind of like using the thumbsticks to control the arms of the crab.
Yeah.
And you hit like the triggers to like kind of like punch with your crabby claws.
Yeah.
And then also the R buttons and the L buttons to just kind of like grab them. So if a crab is coming at you, you can grab it and you're pinching it, and then you can like punch it in its crab face. And it's just, it's such a weird game. It's great.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has it got really weird physics? Like a lot of those kind of games tend to have.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
physics driven.
It's physics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know, you can. There's one level where you're running around and there's all these crabs are coming at you one at a time, and they're like these palm trees, and you can like just grab one of the palm trees, and there's a car. You can grab the car, and so you just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
smack them with the palm tree and smack them with the car, and that
Nice.
will explode.
Wait, the crab can pick up a car.
Yeah, because
Right, okay.
sometimes you're a gigantic
Yeah.
crab. Like, it really
Oh,
depends.
see,
There's
that's just-
no. There's
It's
no
lost realism.
well, the whole thing is nonsensical. I mean, obviously, because you can equip your crab with a broadsword, or a rocket launcher. You know, it doesn't matter. So sometimes you start off, you're just fighting at the beach. You're just a crab in a water pool, and there's another crab, and you're like, yeah, I got you.
The arms
life,
race hasn't
really.
begun.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
yet.
yeah. It starts off normal, and then the next level you're a gigantic crab in the street, smashing it with a palm tree. Then the next level you're on a tabletop and you're fighting with butter knives. So it's
That seems a little anticlimactic after everything else.
well, I mean, it's all about like how big the fights are in your heart.
Yeah.
Also, probably not for the crab. If you've just been thrown on a table and given a butter knife, it's like, oh, this is it. This is the
Yeah,
end.
Yeah, I'm going to die in a pot. Or
Yeah.
defend
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Why do I
how
smell
it
garlic? What's going on here?
So those are pretty much most of what I've been playing. I think there was something else, but I can't.
Do you still
remember.
hit Fantasy Star?
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of fantasy
I
stuff.
was reading that's hit 1 million players now.
Yeah, as soon as it came out on Steam, they hit 1 million players. Who'd have
it's been-
thunk?
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a
Crazy.
bigger base there.
Almost.
Who knew?
But yeah, that game's still good. I'm excited for their the new version that they're bringing out next year, where it's going to be Fantasy Star Online 2, but like
Oh, it's that
Phantasy Star
weird-
Online 3.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
new. Yeah.
I'm not quite. Yeah,
More fantasy.
Yeah.
it's very confusing the way that they've set it up, but whatever.
It's going to be more fantasy and very online.
Yeah, you can bring your guy over. So if you spent ages on your Fantasy Star fashion, which it kind of like every week they bring out like this new like kind of lottery thing where you can get different clothes.
People
and
that
stuff.
concentrate on aesthetics and cosmetical stuff.
GB.
In
In-game, though.
game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they even have a thing called the lookbook where you can kind of put in styles that you've developed for your character. People can comment on them and like them, and you can get like little rewards for doing that. They've also introduced a photo mode so that you can be like, oh, I really like how cool my guy looks. I'll do this pose that I spent like 1 million Meseta on, and he's playing the guitar, and now I take a photo. It's like, wow, it looks so cool.
So it's got like Instagram built in.
Yeah, it
Kind of,
does. It
yeah.
really
Wow.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is like a whole like just sect of people that's like their
Yeah.
reason for playing.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
now, I think.
I mean,
So,
you got to consider that this
yeah.
game is like, what, 8 years old more?
Yeah, at
and
least
so
that.
they've just been adding stuff to it over time. And
That's some good longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much for MMOs. A good MMO will be around for a long time, but that's quite the revival 8 years in
Yeah.
and you're up to 1 million players.
it's really funny because looking at the trailer for the new game, it's kind of, I mean, you were basically running off PS2 graphics for the original
Yeah.
Phantasy
Right,
Star Online
okay.
2, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it could run on the Vita, and it did until recently.
I was going to say it was only
Oh, wow.
recently that they shut down those
But
servers.
one of their big things on the trailer, and they probably just did it as kind of like a little joke, but still, it's like you can move your fingers now. It's like
Wow.
true, like, full
Yeah.
articulation for the hands, whereas before
Yeah.
it was just like your guys were just like they were much like the Fight
Yeah,
Crab.
they had the Lego. They had the Lego thing going.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Very like,
Nice.
and it really harkened back to like the PS2 era of
Yeah.
like we can't rig the hands.
We don't have that many objects
Yeah.
to put in
Yeah.
there.
That's
Yeah.
too
Too
much.
many polygons.
Yeah, we got to be economical. No one cares about hands.
What are hands for
No one
anyway?
needs hands.
just action figure it. Just kind of like
In the meantime,
gently put the
yeah.
sword in there and
There's people in the background just saying, just give me some juicy knob turners. Just running for those hands.
Knob turners sounds like just like an 1800s way of describing a prostitute.
I mean, probably.
Go upstairs and
It could
Jimmy will
be.
sort you out with a nice knob turner.
Knob turner, yeah.
Have you ever seen that Jackie Chan movie, The Drunken Master?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
There's a moment where like he's learning how to crack walnuts, and he's got like he just puts them in his finger in his thumb and
Yeah.
he snaps them. It's
Yeah.
like, just imagine if he gave you a nipple cripple. What? Just imagine.
Weird segue.
That is the true knob turner.
Right. Okay.
I was waiting for you to say he's going to grab someone's testicle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually where I was expecting that to go. But
That's low hanging fruit, boys.
just,
Well, literally.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
it's
my,
it's warm
there.
enough.
you know my comedy is high quality than that. Come on.
I was reading about
Have you listened to this
testicular
podcast?
torsion.
Yeah, that's where it spins around.
Yeah.
Testicular
Like
torsion.
strangles itself.
Yeah, if you don't get
What a horrible betrayal that is.
if you don't get that scene through almost immediately, you've lost a testy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really quick, the turnaround time between a live testicle and dead on the vine.
There's your health tip, guys.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
And always check the testes. Gotta
Yeah,
check
always
them.
check your
Gotta
testes.
check those for lumps.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or a loved one can do it for you.
That's
Preferably
usually-
not blood related.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nick, what are you
Yeah,
been
what are you
playing?
Oh, thanks for that. No, I'm in the middle of being emotionally hurt again because I started Nier Automata
Oh,
again.
buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I went back to it and I had that thing that you have with games that are like have a relative difficulty curve where I went, all right, cool, I want to get back to this. And I remember a lot of it because I really got into Nier Automata. Didn't finish it because I got to a point that was actually really difficult. I spent like an hour and a half getting through it. Then I forgot to save because I was smart. I had to turn off my Xbox for whatever reason. I had to go to work. But that progress
is
was
the
lost. So
devil.
I left that on the shelf, like the digital shelf, for a good
Man.
Yeah.
6 to 8 months at least.
That's fair.
Went back to it and I just didn't have the muscle memory again.
Oh.
So I went and started it again. So now I'm being reminded about why I should be sad every time something
Were,
happens. in
were
that
you
game.
Yeah.
playing? Were you at the 9S scenario?
I'd done 9S.
Okay.
I'd
So
had
you-
the start of the next.
Yeah. So
thing.
you still? I was gonna say like you couldn't just fall back on like bullshit hacking mini game to get you through it.
No.
Yeah. Cool.
I played Nier.
Yeah.
Which Nier?
Automata.
Yeah. Automata, yep.
Automata, yeah. Kind of the first of its kind that I really got into, I
Yeah.
must admit. And I quite liked it.
Did you finish it?
No.
Ah.
no.
Finish
although
it's a very relative term with that game.
there are, well, because it keeps going, doesn't it?
There's
It's like a
32
different
endings.
scenario. Yeah. Oh, never going to happen.
No.
But
Well, there's only
8 that count.
yeah, and they do kind of like chain into each other.
Yeah,
So
you,
Right.
you do continue on. It's almost
Yeah.
like a weird, instead of starting a new game plus, you start a new perspective or from somewhere
Right,
halfway
okay.
that moves forward. Or,
it's a lot
yeah.
like Sonic Adventure in that way.
Yeah, actually it is.
the whole reason I got onto it in the first place is I used something called Wallpaper Engine from
Right.
Steam. It's like $4 and you can just put animated wallpapers
Yeah, okay.
on your computer.
And just put like
2B's butt was
butt,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
just fluttering in the the breeze.
And it was just full at the time of like the main character's ass.
Yeah.
That's exactly yeah. We were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
It's like when it came out, that was
Everywhere.
like the cosplay community's go-to. It was
Yeah.
like if you had an Instagram and you were a cosplayer and you wanted people to follow you, didn't matter what body shape, size, type, gender, anything you were. If you were 2B, you had people watching you.
It
on
was to be.
there. Yeah.
right.
What a great time to be alive.
That wasn't my motivation for playing it, but I was curious as to what this game was.
Just an entry point. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
showing
get
off
him
an
in with
entry
the
point.
butt, then punch him in the feelings of the story.
I really loved how the creator Yoko Taro, when they were like, "How do you feel about people creating evocative and erotic art of your characters?" He's like, "Oh yeah, send it to me."
Yeah.
And so people would like zip it up and send it to him on Twitter.
He was actually perfectly fine with that. But no, so I started Nier Automata, and that's kind of a long haul thing. Played a little bit of Remnant with you guys, and a little bit of Remnant with some guys on the Xbox. I think I did the thing where because I started the game again, I chose some other options. I was like, oh wow, I like this character way more.
Oh really?
Yes, that's unfortunate.
What did you pick?
But I just took a different starting. Like I took the heal that you can take as like just a
Like the
starting
radius
ability.
one.
Yeah, the radius
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
kept me and like the guys I was playing with alive.
But you can
Forever.
You
You
can,
can get
make
that
that as a
though.
mod
You can
with
get it as a
anyone.
mod, I
Yeah,
think.
because
Yeah,
my character, because we had the same starter pack when we
Yeah.
started playing Remnant.
Yeah.
I've got that on my guy now,
Yeah.
so you can still have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a good game.
It is a good game.
I've
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
that and what was it after Sea of Thieves?
Oh
I spent
yeah,
like
okay.
a good 4 or 5 hours in Sea of Thieves last night.
Nick, tell me when you play Sea Thieves because he doesn't want to play it.
Yeah, I'll happily jump on too.
Yeah.
It's actually got because one of the things at the moment is like people suck, and that's a constant. Like that is the
and that's
thing.
not exclusive
that
to Sea
annoys.
Thieves.
That's,
though.
that's not exclusive to anything, but like in Sea of Thieves, you kind of have at the moment, there's these big world events that are actually really fun.
Yeah.
Fighting all these ghost ships, you got to take them out. There's this big narrative about why it's even happening. It's all awesome. There's a heap of stuff going on. And they managed to like up a lot of stuff, like all the rewards and stuff. It feels a lot more worth playing now.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? You feel like
It's
there's
slowly
actual progression.
becoming a
Yeah.
lot more.
It's already a lot more
dense
than
with
it
content,
was.
yeah.
But yeah, it's very like you're not gonna be not having anything to do.
Yeah.
And you'll go to do some stuff like this though, and every now and then it's just like, oh great, there's another ship, and it's a human ship, and that's actually more fucking annoying than any of the AI ships that you've ever seen.
Kill them.
And so yeah, well that's
Fight them.
kind of what it's come down
Yeah.
to now. Is if I see another ship,
Yeah. You
that's
got to be the
end.
first.
This is the next 2 hours of my life.
Yep.
Is these guys, unless I wipe these
just
guys out
floating
straight
around
away,
each other trying to shoot.
we just,
Oh, yeah.
well, I started like figuring out, because this was the thing that was kind of handy, is I started playing with a couple of people that just really know the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to the point where you're like, oh, we need to go to this island. Oh, that's over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Look
Yeah.
at the map.
They
what are
remembered
you
it.
doing?
Yeah.
There's so many islands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
But,
back in the day when I played with someone and he knew it was like one of the GTAs.
Yeah.
Just like he learned it like you would a city that you've lived in. You just
Yeah,
know, but he could literally navigate from one side of that city to the
I
other.
will never be that person.
But
Easily no.
But no, that's ended up like in me just learning a lot of like boarding tactics for other ships and just how to ruin other people's
Trying to
days.
sink them.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just,
It's
or anchor them. Just anchor
like,
them and then
anchor
yeah.
them. Like it's really good if like what the tactic that we found with these guys was that if because it was 4 of us, if one of us just sat on the helm so that they could aim obviously, and then the 3 other guys all got on the other ship.
Yeah.
As long as one of you was really annoying. Whichever one was really annoying and they all looked at you, could go, well, I'm going down into your hole. And the other 2 guys just had to do 2 things. Drop the anchor, turn their wheel.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you do those 2 things, that ruins their chance of catching up to the ship. So
Yep. And then you jump off on a mermaid and away you go.
and just on a mermaid, and off you go. It's great. So,
Nice.
but no, we literally got to a point where we were just doing that over and over again and like
Yeah.
stealing all their supplies. And it was just like, why are you still chasing us? You've got nothing.
Yeah.
And we realized that it's probably because we took all their stuff, so they wanted
They're
to ram us.
mad.
Yeah. So we
So
just,
did you just kill them in the end?
yeah, we did.
Cool.
Because we stole all of their cannonballs, so we put all of their cannonballs
You gave
them back.
into their
You're giving
hole,
back.
Yeah, here it is.
I return this to you.
Because we'd already spent 45 minutes fighting all the ghost ships, so we were running pretty low. So we had to resupply from them to kill them. But yeah, people are dicks.
Such a good game.
I like
love
how
that
you're saying
game.
people are dicks, but you're the one who stole everything from them, then
Yeah,
murdered them with
because
their own
they
stuff.
started.
Yeah, they
if they didn't show up being dicks, I wouldn't be forced to out dick them. So
They were going to steal all your stuff. You had to kill them.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've never heard the term out dick someone before.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have now. You have now. It's like docking, but a little bit more brutal.
Oh. Oh.
Well, it's a
Don't
nautical
Google
term.
docking people.
Keep it
Yeah,
in the
keep it
seafaring
nautical.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the
Sea of
mistake of
Thieves.
Googling docking. It was one of the last
Don't
things
do it,
that
everyone at
yeah.
home. Don't.
It was one of the last things that the internet hadn't taught me. Last bit of innocence gone.
You know what? I don't believe you because there's always something else that will crop up, and you'll feel like a bit of yourself that you didn't know you still had just break off and
the
die.
internet has
Nah,
had its way with
there
me.
is always a new horror.
There's gonna be
Yeah.
a new thing.
That's terrifying.
Always.
Pushing boundaries.
And sometimes it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. But at the same time, you're like, oh, why?
Like docking doesn't hurt anybody.
Sure, but like I think the last thing that I found that like really like kind of
Maybe?
just like made me kind of
Consenting at
die a
it.
little
Yeah,
bit inside
like-
again was when I realized just how much people fetishize Sonic the Hedgehog's stinky feet.
Oh.
And yeah, see? See, I just saw it happen to you. I just saw that soul break
A bit
off.
of soul just went.
Just broke off.
He's just sitting there with his like foot to the camera, like wiggling his stinky toes. And it's like, who does this? Who's this for? Apparently a subgenre.
There's like a whole.
There'll be a subreddit for it too somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got no
they-
doubt, man. I'm
they-
pretty sure there is.
When they brought on Tyson Hesse to save the Sonic movie, one of the decrees that he made was like, do not show his feet.
No.
Wow. That's yeah,
He
okay.
can never be barefoot.
Yeah, you'll have entire cinemas covered in stuff that looks a little bit like plaster when it dries. So
Stinky feet juice.
There can't be that many people.
Oh, there's always more than you think.
Yeah.
There's enough people on this earth, and there's still too many.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Not as many as you think, but more than you'd hope.
yeah. Anyway,
So what have you been playing, Dave?
Well, Remnant with Jamie and
Yeah, but not going to
Josh.
get a lot of variety.
Yeah, no. Oh,
I
and,
thought I'd continue the circle.
true, and some League of Legends, which has actually gone surprisingly well lately.
Oh, it was such... Yeah, last week I think we reported we were on a bit of a winning
And
streak.
it's still largely
And we are
continuing.
still on it.
Wow. I was expecting
Alert
there to
the
be
presses.
mad
I
this
got a
week.
pentakill
Yeah.
between last week and now. So, you guys wouldn't understand, but my medal should be in the mail.
Look, I know what it is, but I know I'm never going to see one, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I've assisted in quite a few of Josh's. I've been there.
Let's make no mistake, I'm only alive in the game because of Dave. He literally plays a cat that sits on your character.
Oh, the one you kept me alive with.
Yeah, yeah.
the
And
whole
it's
game, yeah.
untargetable by the enemy unless he decides to jump off.
Wow.
And so his
Okay.
whole job is to purely keep me alive, and I make many bad decisions.
There was a character in what's that? What's the Blizzard one called?
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. I was
Yep.
thinking
Alright.
Battle of the Storm. Like that's
Nice.
not right.
Battle of the Storm.
But it's like I think it's a Cyclops, and you can 2 people control it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Like
we've
one-
played against
yeah,
that a few
one
times,
one
yeah.
person runs around doing like just melee attacks and controls the movement, and the other person is there doing all these different magical attacks.
Oh, right.
And so it's like this real like tandem thing where you
You
got
and
to work
Steven
together.
tried it at one point, I think.
Yeah.
That could have only been a nightmare.
It wasn't bad. Like it was an entirely different new way to play the game, so it was kind of fresh.
Yeah.
You did go like we don't really know what we're doing, and so
Yeah.
we're making mistakes. And I wish that every now and then that I had access to my own spells because
Yep.
you have to really be in sync with your partner to be like here comes a guy, cast this spell
Sounds
at
like
him,
a
and
friendship breaker.
or a friendship maker. If you find someone who really gels with you, it's like he was the best Cyclops I ever had.
Well, that work. That's similar to us with when I'm playing
Yeah,
Yumi.
you got to
like,
communicate.
Yeah, because occasionally I push a button and then Josh pushes a button and it's like, oh no, that didn't
Yeah,
work. It's
yeah.
all
Or,
right. We're in the wrong
or
spot
you
now.
decide to jump off and do what you should do, like go
Yeah.
and water bush or something, and I decide that's the moment I'm going to jump into
Yeah.
the enemy.
So-
And you're like, I'm not there. I'm not there.
So the whole thing, like with that and with the other one, it all works on communication. So it's
Yeah.
you definitely never do it with randoms.
This is why games are good for you.
not those ones. I think Remnant is a better friendship maker.
Although there is friendly fire, so there's there is danger there.
The friendly fire is so negligible though. Like we're rolling around and I kind of like it's like I see a bullet enter and leave my skull. And it's like 12.
Yeah. I will admit, actually, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I noticed this last night with Remnant. It's only 3-player co-op.
Is it only 3?
It's only 3.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those garbage games that did that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's great. It's only 3-player co-op.
We only had 3, so
Yeah,
we
so
never
that
got
was-
to try.
yeah.
We've only
that
ever
was a
had
whole-
3 at one
Yeah.
time, which is,
So that was I did because I had that consideration where I was like, oh, we played it the other day, and I know they're playing it tonight. Like we haven't had
You
a
never tried
situation.
4?
where
Why
we've
3
noticed.
though? The unwritten rule seems to be 4.
It would have been if Destiny didn't shaft us all, I think. But yeah,
It's
Well,
weird.
it's Destiny.
it was only 3.
Was it?
Yeah, Destiny was 3.
One of the other interesting things that I kind of like picked up from Remnant is, and I mentioned it to you guys as we were playing it, is that the characters have a 1-to-1 movement to movement ratio. So if someone's like just like going crazy
Yeah.
with like they're looking,
Oh,
like everyone will see your character just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I feel like I was thinking to myself, where have I heard of Gunfire games before? And I'm pretty sure that they did From Other Suns, which is a really good VR game.
Right.
And I'm just going like, I bet this is VR tech, where because they have to
Oh,
track everything
yeah,
and then
okay.
display everything to the other
Still
people.
all 1-to-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but it's really cool because it really gives you almost a LAN play experience, where it's not just going like, oh yeah, there is a thing there and it's ragdolling independent of everybody else. It's
Yeah.
when we're running around and like, I figured out that if I shot like those dogs in the desert like twice, just like went bang bang,
Yeah.
just the right intervals, they would rocket into the air, and and like I was just like, oh, I'm just seeing this, haha, funny. And then Josh is going, are you seeing these dogs fly? I'm like, I am. I'm making it happen.
It is funny because when someone shoots you in the back of the head, because you're usually in there with a hammer or something like that,
Yeah.
the battle ends and you just see Jamie turn around. Who was it?
Oh wow.
I have a history of shooting Jamie in the
You
back of the
sure
head in
do,
other
David.
games.
Yeah.
Nice.
But don't use a shotgun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in there melee and someone with a shotgun.
I have
You're
changed
bound to
weapons
get
sometimes.
He has a handgun.
I do change to the handgun quite a lot
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And really, why would you be shooting with a shotgun at range, David? Get in there with me.
True.
Good times. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, nice.
Have you differed your video game choices?
I
than any of us?
have.
Or-
I have played Guild Wars 2.
Whoa.
wow.
He's
I-
a blast from the past.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
installed it. I got nostalgic, so I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Lasted about 30 minutes and got
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah. Every now and then I go back to Guild Wars 2. I've never uninstalled it. I've always just got it on there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it really goes down to I log into the game. I kind of go like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I check the line store and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, look at these cool cosmetics. I would like them, but I won't buy them.
Yeah.
And then I leave and I come back 6 months later.
You need to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem very intuitive as far as like I know there's world events and things like that, but they're still all on a timer.
Yeah.
This, I feel, is the issue with coming back to any MMO. Is there is so much going on, and the way that an MMO will generally work is it will kind of funnel you into doing different activities. So ideally, one thing will lead to another, to another,
Yeah.
to another. However, if you break that chain and you come in after, say, like a year of absence, you're like, what am I doing? Where am I going? There's a dog in the room.
The dog has entered the room. Leave, dog.
The fact that your dog can open your door.
Yeah, that's a worry.
Yeah.
Well, her bed is here. It's like literally at Jamie's feet. And it's like,
Wow.
well, I want to go in and lay down. So I'm going to open the door.
All right, the dog is out of the room. So anyway, yes, when you log back into an MMO and you just start in the middle of wherever area you randomly
Yeah.
logged out
Yeah.
of, you kind of go,
Yeah.
what was I doing? I don't know. How can I jump back into something? I don't know. And unless you've got someone who's already playing going like, hey, we're doing this,
Yeah.
it's very, very difficult to go and just jump right back in.
Yeah. I kept it installed because I'm like, if I can convince a couple of other people to play it, I still enjoy it when there's a party.
Yeah, when you're
Sure.
hanging out.
Like we got Brody playing it for a while there.
Oh, that's right.
Before I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to England, he really enjoyed it, and that was fun. Just showing someone around in low level areas,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It was good while I felt like there was a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like grinding Twilight Arbor for my armor and stuff like that. But
Getting
then-
your legendary weapon or whatever it was.
yeah, that's it. I got the ultimate weapon or whatever they're called, legendary.
I haven't played it for a while. I've forgotten what it's
Yeah,
called now.
Yeah, it's
yeah. And now it's like, well,
Now what?
they started to lose me when they added the verticality, like the jungle map,
That
the
was
first
Oh,
proper
yeah.
expansion.
Oh, the expansion, yeah.
Yeah.
The next expansion is actually better.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So
Yeah.
the mounts I've been waiting for a long time,
Yeah.
and you better believe I dropped real money on fancy shiny skins.
I dropped a little on the mounts as well. Actually.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the mounts. I like that expansion. There was a while there where they came out and we just smashed it, like
Yeah.
in the latest stuff because it was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Well, because like the mount stuff was all fun.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like there was still verticality that they added, and they had like flying mounts and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't like. I mean, when you're in the jungle, it was a vertical maze
Yeah.
instead
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
a
It wasn't
vertical
enjoyable.
adventure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, like the latest expansion was really good, but I still had the most fun back. Like no expansions or anything were out. It was only like a year or two into it, and spoiler, I think. Well, that's years ago now. It's like
Yeah,
10 years old now.
Are you
so-
talking
Yeah,
about
I
that
was gonna
clockwork
say
fight?
The clockwork fight.
Yeah.
Nothing has brought a whole map together.
That
There were like
was-
5 lanes. Each
Yeah.
lane took it in turns of going up onto a platform.
Yep.
While everyone else in their lanes had to defend
From the
baddies coming
mobs,
up the
yeah.
lane
Rare Rose or
Yeah.
whatever her name was.
into
like,
the teleport. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Rose,
just.
yeah.
he's hard agree. Easily the best content they've ever had in that game.
Yeah,
That was-
the
that kept me in
one
it.
with 3 worms. There's a world event with
Oh,
3
yeah.
worms.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of coordination, and there's some big guilds that organise
Yeah.
it. and I
Not
finally
as
did
good,
that.
though.
Nowhere near as good. No.
Like that, because like the problem with world events like that is it comes down to we have to do it a certain way, and then once they figure out what the certain way is,
Yeah.
they go, okay, now we have to do it efficiently. So you gotta pay attention and do everything a certain way every single time without fail.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whereas the Clockwork Horror or whatever it was called, where it was just like everyone would go in but it was just like. It was just a mad scrum. Like everyone was
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to survive, and it wasn't even about you have to go here and plant the bomb, and then run over here, and then get the cannon, then jump over here and take a thing. It was just fight and survive. Don't die.
Yeah,
Don't die.
Yeah, a lot of Guild Wars boss fights seem to be around timing as well.
Yeah.
And there was none of that. It was random
just-
enough. It
yeah.
was hectic enough.
Yeah, I really, really dug that.
That was-
Yeah,
that
and
was
even then, if you
before-
weren't on the platform, you were still like, you know,
You were still helping.
There was some coordination. Like people
Yeah.
were all map chapping, saying like
Yeah.
lane 2 needs help or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
It was
you just bounce between them.
And because it was just it wasn't it was presented in such a way that it didn't matter what your skill level was or what your the point of the game you were at was. You were able to go in and grasp the basics, and then it just came down to skill.
yeah.
And I appreciate those kinds of game mechanics so much because you don't really see them that
That's why
often.
Dave and I relied on you to just basically beat the bosses in Remnant. I'm like, okay, the game plan is Dave and I will survive as long as we can. Jamie, you'll be the last man standing. You need to win it.
I hate how much that did happen.
Wow.
No, but last night or the night before, whenever we played it, and I rezzed you both.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I was
came
very
through
happy
with
with
the
that.
game-saving play.
I instantly died, but I rezzed them both,
Yeah.
and then Jamie did eventually have to.
I was
kill
the last man
boss.
standing in the
Yeah.
end, but you did facilitate that happening.
But those boss fights are fun. They're
Yeah.
challenging.
They are.
Yeah.
They're varied and they are. We're just playing on normal difficulty,
Yeah.
and we wipe a couple of times before we learn. You know,
You know what I like about the way that they've structured that? Because it's very clear that they've gone, let's do a Souls-like kind of game, but we'll add more, shooter elements and more cooperative elements to it.
Yeah.
But what I really appreciate is that they don't go, okay, so the boss is really hard or the boss hits really hard.
Yeah.
And it'll take you a little bit to learn his patterns. Once you die, you don't go all the way to the start of the level.
Yeah.
When you die, you just start back
Go
at
back
the
there.
fog gate. And then
Yeah.
and so and I'm not gonna lie, that whole go back to the last checkpoint stuff that they have in most Souls-like games is probably the one thing that really makes me go like, nah, and walk away from the game because I'm fighting the boss and I'm like, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. And then I have to trek through all this other crap, and it's like I don't want to do that. I want to fight the guy.
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah.
built the muscle memory. I'm right here now. Let's get back in there.
And I mean, like a lot of people love the Souls like games, and like that's totally fine. But it's just like that is definitely the thing that has stopped me from finishing
hate
like
them.
any of them really.
yeah. I hate them. When I come to power, they'll be the first thing to go.
Wow.
That's like me in League of Legends.
Yeah. Well,
Two
good luck in
sides
the
of
election.
the same coin. Yeah. As the battle for destiny rages on, Jamie wants to remove League of Legends. Look at him go.
League of Legends.
This Josh, can he get rid of the Souls-like games from the entire video game genre?
I think I'd have more success than you.
My opponent's asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see a lot more people like being fine with Souls-like games than
Yeah, I
being
think
fine
way
with
more
Legends.
people hate League of Legends.
So,
It's got the bigger player base.
Let's be honest, people who play League of Legends hate League of Legends.
Yeah, exactly.
But we still play it.
That's because you're addicted. You're on digital crack. We've been through this.
Yeah, there's digital crack and now there's plastic crack with the Warhammer.
With the Warhammer, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're on so much crack.
Good old
Yeah, I
plastic
know.
crack. I'm not going to lie. I've looked at starting a Blood Bowl team.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a game though, isn't it? As
Yes,
well?
it
It
Video
is,
game?
but it's also a
wait.
mini
Do they still make Blood Bowl?
Yeah, man. There was only just recently a whole bunch of new stuff for it.
Oh, because I was watching a video where a guy was saying like, why do Games Workshop hate money? Because like they don't make Space Hulk anymore. Like they did a reprint of it once.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
long ago, but then they just stopped
Well,
making it.
that's because they want people to play
Blood Bowl.
No, the smaller scale 40k one that I've totally forgotten the name.
Oh,
Battle.
no, Kill Team.
Kill Team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They want people to play Kill Team.
Right.
But no, Blood Bowl still exists because they only just released some more orcs for it.
Oh.
The starter set's actually really cool because it legitimately has everything to play in 2 teams. Like it's just a really good. You only need, I think, like 11 models, and you've got a team.
Nice.
So I was about to
So
say,
it's-
I'm not investing in any more tabletop hobbies, but like I've done my dash for
I'm
a
not
long
gonna lie. Like this is since we've been talking about trying to record some more, like play some Warhammer and stuff.
Yeah.
Record like this, and like I was
Yeah.
like, you guys do not know what you're gonna get subjected to yet. So,
What do you mean?
well, I mean, let's face it. I've got stuff like the entire Dark Souls Kickstarter.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That I'm just like, we got to do it.
I was just
And-
talking about that to someone today, actually.
Yeah.
About how, like, oh, yeah, the Nick's got the Dark Souls. He's got all of it.
yeah,
I want to play the Lord of the Rings game.
Wait,
it is cool.
You should buy it
is cool.
so we can play it.
hate that I have to admit that I've thought about it.
With the Dark Souls one,
Yeah.
that's got like miniature models and stuff.
Yeah, man, it's all minis.
Are you going to
It's all
paint
minis
them?
on boards.
No.
I have like zero space to paint. I'm in this horrible between.
Oh, you
houses
won't be there
situation.
forever.
I mean,
When-
maybe.
by the time you're out of that situation, that's when you can play it anyway because it's in storage. So when you get out of
Yeah,
storage, maybe,
once your house
Yeah.
is built,
maybe you're looking
Oh,
to be
but
like, it's time to.
They are literally all just like the straight up, like just that grey,
Yeah,
just that like nice plastic set of models. I'm pretty sure I don't even have to put anything together; they just exist.
yeah, they're just.
So
I'm
it's
pretty sure.
just I need
There's
to
no
actually.
sprues.
I
why
probably
not just
will
play the
do
video
them.
game?
You know what's
They're already
Because-
together.
Don't even have to paint them.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is I was watching a thing. I wasn't even watching a thing. I just saw a thumbnail of some guy going like, "Oh, here's a game I never really played called Hero Quest."
yeah.
And I thought, I'm pretty sure Nick has Hero Quest. Like I remember as a child we tried to
Yeah.
play Hero Quest.
We did.
And sadly, Nick's copy was destroyed in a fire or a flood or some shit.
Yep.
And but I was looking at some screenshots for it, and I didn't realize, but Hero Quest was done by Games Workshop.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
some of the models in
Yeah.
Hero Quest were very, very similar to the Chaos Marines.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
okay.
like
Yeah.
it's just basically they gave him a different helmet. Like,
Yeah.
these are Chaos Marines.
It's funny you mentioned that because, obviously with the video that we've got now and things like that, and we're slowly building a bit of a studio here.
Yeah.
Right now out in the shed, I've started fashioning system for mounting properly for tabletop.
Camera for tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
nice. Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't because it's just going to encourage you to
yeah.
bring all sorts of.
Well, I'm already considering making you play Sales of Glory as well.
I don't
so
know what
it's
that is.
just
Sounds like it's got ships though, so that
does.
could be fun.
That's-
is that the
Yeah.
boat one that we used to play?
No, this is a new boat one.
Oh, a new boat one.
yeah.
Can we actually put them in water?
No,
Oh, I don't want to play then.
that's your problem.
You can put the minis in water though. We could have a wetlands battle.
You can put them in Dettol. Then you get to repaint them afterwards.
I was going to say, you just have to
just-
repaint them when you're done.
I mean, I was eyeing off Paint Stripper today, and like going in case I make a mistake.
Got a bottle of ISO there.
Yeah.
That'll get it off
Oh, man.
instantly.
Okay, just a quick tangent on our on
I think
our
we're
tabletop
tangenting our
stuff.
tangent here.
Yeah, this is
Double
yeah.
tangent. But I went out and I
Jeez.
bought like some paints and stuff yesterday, and like I went to myself, oh, I'm gonna get some stuff. I want to get an airbrush, so I bought one of those, and I bought like a whole bunch of other paints. And I got like a couple of like little paintbrushes and stuff. And the thing that cost like that made me look at the receipt afterwards and kind of go like, what the was a paintbrush?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a paintbrush
They slug you for them.
that I thought that this is going to be $15 tops.
Yeah.
It was $40.
Yep.
It is like a nose hair.
Yeah.
It's called the God Hand. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yep.
There you go.
I've seen
But-
that one. Yeah.
shit.
It's for like pupils and things like that.
It,
on
it's
models,
like it's hyper
yeah.
hyper detailed. But
The
like
Citadel have one called like the apothecary brush or something like that.
man, I do not trust Citadel brushes anymore.
Really?
Mine are just like splitting like crazy.
Wow. Though,
Especially the starter one.
I got so I did a lot of time researching.
Yeah.
And it's Newton and something. But I went to an art store and I've gotten them there actually. And they're like $30 brushes. Those blue ones. I'm sure everyone at home can see
yeah, I
that.
can see that. See,
yeah.
see, that's the thing. Like, I never look at.
That's because you don't paint
No,
anything.
no. This is big. I spent years painting shit, Josh. You are technically
No.
catching up.
No.
But no, I spent ages. Like, I got to a point where I genuinely stopped doing pupils because I was sick of my guys looking like they had like horrific lazy eyes. And so I actually kind of have a thing where like I just found like different random things to be like, no, it's shaded now. And it's okay.
I really like with the Space Marines that you can't see their eyes, but a lot of people put cool like reflection,
yeah,
like,
or
lens
the
flare,
red.
or like and it's like I don't know.
I will do the
A
whites
good
of an eye.
metallic
but-
red tends to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do the white to the eyes, but I won't go like and a little dot.
And no, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
this is why we're going to start
different directions of
tabletop
yeah,
series of some kind.
yeah,
So we don't take up space in the main show talking about it.
yeah. That's yeah.
All right,
that's
so
probably a much
let's
better
let's shift gears and speak of video games now.
idea.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, I played Guild Wars and LOL, so
Alright, well,
No,
we're
I mean
gonna-
like
Yeah.
video game news.
We're going to talk
Yeah.
about Black Myth because that's the big thing now. because everyone
Yeah,
cares about it today.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
everyone. I've not gone to a single place online that doesn't care about that Black Myth Wukong.
I will make myself sound really stupid,
Nice.
which
Okay.
is a first.
Yep.
Never been done before.
Here we go.
Editing is wonderful. isn't it?
Buckle up.
But they called it like it's Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
I, in my complete ignorance to Chinese or anything Chinese,
Yeah.
particularly
Did you not watch
ancient
Monkey?
history and things like that.
Did you
no,
not watch
no,
Monkey?
no. I thought Wukong was an exclusive character in League of Legends.
Dude. Oh my gosh. So
thought-
you're just learning about the Monkey King?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I thought that
How
they.
did you avoid that?
I
That's
thought
like-
that they came up because there's
Oh.
a Wukong character and he's a monkey, and I thought, I've seen like ninja monkeys or whatever before,
Man.
but I thought they just named him Wukong, and then Black Myth came out, or I saw
The
a headline,
trailer, yeah.
and I'm like, I thought I knew about all rights upcoming titles,
wow.
so I was like dove in, going, new Riot game, and based on Wukong, which is really weird. He's like, there's so many better champions. And like, I just went down the rabbit
I'm
hole.
more of an Akali guy myself.
And I just went down the rabbit hole of education, and I just felt so dumb. I'm like,
Wow.
wow.
There is like, okay, the easiest way for you right now to catch yourself up.
I am not
everything
watching
about
Monkey.
that Is,
Monkey's great.
is to watch the New Adventures of Monkey,
No.
made by a New Zealand company.
Looks
And-
horrible. I've always looked at Monkey and gone, that looks so bad.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
But that literally runs through a whole bunch of legitimate, like, mythical stories about
don't care.
this Monkey King.
Don't care that much.
So, I mean,
What was that one that Ninja Theory did that was like kind of allegorical to the Monkey King? It's like Journey to the
Journey
West.
to the West. Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't remember,
Yeah.
but like
I'm
he
pretty
had-
sure it was Journey to the West,
Yeah.
but that was literally the Monkey King and Pigsy and all that, like, just
Yeah. But he was instead of like he was just a buff man with like
with sideburns.
like and like a cyber crown or some bullshit.
yeah.
It was weird. It was like David Cage took a swing at the monkey legend.
Don't say that out loud. You'll
I'm
make
sorry,
it
no,
real.
I didn't mean.
Anyway.
But this game actually looks pretty cool. It looks like a mix between like a kind of like cool brawler crossed with like a little bit of a Soulsy kind. It's kind of
it
like
reminds you of Sekiro. Sekiro?
I was going
Sekiro.
to say a lot like
Sekiro.
Jedi
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
That's actually what a lot of that reminded me of, and it looks like it's got some varied combat as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so I've been just like balls deep in airbrushing. So break it down for me. What is this game? Who's developing it? What's it about?
So I've actually got an article here
Yep.
where the developer Fangji responds and provides an update on the
And they
game.
say it's not from League of Legends. It's an entirely different thing.
Damn it, Josh! Specifically tailored for you with that response.
Let me just see if I can find his actual quote. But anyway, even the developer
Yeah.
was really like
I think he was
surprised at the
surprised.
feedback
Yeah. Good, 'cause
to the
that's-
announcement.
The thing is, like the anything to do with the Monkey King, especially for people like our age. I'm assuming you saw Monkey, Dave.
Oh, I watched Monkey many
Thank
times.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. There's three of us.
Good
But,
times.
like it's just such
And more like, hang on.
Yeah,
The quality dubbing was
it's
amazing.
such a nostalgia thing. Anything to do with the Monkey King for people our age.
Man,
now.
I couldn't watch
So-
Monkey because the dubbing was so bad. Even as a child,
Oh,
I went,
jeez.
"What is this?"
My cousins made their own version and did deliberately bad dubbing in it.
Wow.
It's kind of like Monkey is almost like its closest animated allegory to me is Speed Racer.
Recreation
Just because
science.
of the way that they are both kind of dubbed over. They're both unintentionally hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Recreation
it-
science is the developer.
That's
Oh, never heard of them.
I've never
Okay.
heard of them.
No.
But no, they it is like I feel like,
I believe they're Chinese, which I know is
which wouldn't surprise me,
Shocker.
especially if they're going to treat it well. It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
yeah. I'm
But
just gonna have to make sure my firewall's running when I play this.
So just
sell my
wow,
data.
just slip that in there.
I'm just being
now,
honest.
just a quick thing. First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
Dare I? The proof is in the pudding.
second, I guess you never really played Smite, did you? Because there was also a
Yeah,
Monkey
I
King
played-
character
Yeah,
in
I
that.
played 1 or 2 games. It was
Yeah.
one of those games that
Because
you
if
made me play.
if
and
you ran into like the monkey character in that, would you have been like, I can't believe they stole this from Riot?
I don't think Wukong was out at the time
I don't know.
in
I
League of
think
Legends.
No, Wukong definitely was.
Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's one of the
He
earlier
was,
ones.
He was still around when I was playing the game. So
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, I feel like this is like going to be a good mix of almost a bit of a nostalgia hit for people that care about Monkey from the show, as well as that are interested in that, because that doesn't get a lot of treatment anymore.
No.
Like it's
There's a reason. But
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
No,
awesome.
the story's good. It's just that the people have taken it and made a bunch of average things.
Well, I mean,
about it.
Monkey was also a huge
So-
inspiration on Goku from a little show
Yeah,
called
from-
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I'm not taking that. Mate. I'm not. You can't do it that easily. Jeez. I know the game you're playing, James.
I feel like he has taken the bait.
But no, I think it's going to be hopefully good. And that's my whole take on it.
So
is
they on the tail end of releasing the announcement trailer and then the amazing feedback, they quickly released the 13 odd minute
it was a
gameplay
good rundown.
and then everyone just loved it even more. Like it just, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It had been trending in China for all of like 24 hours and then it hit the international kind of media and it went
Yeah,
from there.
people love video games.
Yeah.
That's what it's
People should do podcasts about them.
And when you've got
That's
like
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
and when you've got like
David.
1 billion people on social media in China loving it, it's
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple people there.
we should really penetrate that market.
I mean, we will
Alright.
if you stop.
Oh, look, they've probably already watched this.
Also, you probably want to learn Mandarin.
Probably watching us now.
Maybe.
We've got webcams.
I was going to say.
Probably
we
made
are
in China.
connected to the internet. All right, what?
Anyway.
Josh is hiring an excavator. It's just
Yeah.
to speed up the process.
That's everything I've got on that.
You guys consider what I say racist or controversial?
Only when it's racist and controversial.
I spit the truth.
Yeah, racially and controversially.
Oh, you wait till I could get my mother-in-law in here.
Cool.
Don't do that.
Oh, she'd get us taken offline like
Well, that's
that.
let's not. Let's not say we did.
Yeah, let's avoid that.
Yeah. Oh, let's start making fun of the Russians because they can take a joke.
Cup of tea, anybody?
Excuse
topical.
myself for a moment. Yes.
Call of Duty, new Black Ops,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
just based in the Cold War. That's about it.
So
I mean, we know
you're
what
not
the-
going to
So
do anything.
no one fought each other. That's just
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
There's
You're gonna
press
s-
conferences.
You're going to
and-
sit there in a submarine and be like, anything? Nah.
No.
yeah.
Every now and then you'll
Oh, that's
see
noise. Oh, it's a whale.
You'll
Okay.
see a bank transfer from one of the governments to some like splinter
Yeah.
group in another country that
Yeah.
everyone's mad
Yeah,
about.
Cuba
Yeah.
got some money.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Stuff
guess
like
the
that.
only
I mean, it's Afghans.
newsworthy kind of mention is that, like, it's got a single player campaign.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
like
The
Call of
thing that
Duty
everyone-
haven't announced.
This is
like,
incredible.
like
the thing that everyone told them they shouldn't have stopped doing.
What a
well,
brave new
the
world.
last Black Ops was only multiplayer,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then Warzone came out hot on the heels of that.
Yeah.
blew it away, and now everyone plays Warzone, and everyone kind of forgot about Call of Duty. Like, it's a bit of a kind of guilty pleasure for me. I like the single player Call of Duty campaigns.
I'm right there with you. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy them. That's, to be honest, that's why I skipped that one entirely because I was just like, oh,
yeah,
it's not there.
yeah.
I got to be honest,
bothering.
my guilty pleasure is hearing the phrase, everyone forgot about Call of Duty.
I forgot about it after the original
Now
Modern
you
Warfare.
say that, but
That's
Call
fair.
of Duty, there is no changing the fact that they changed the landscape of first-person shooters and war games. Like Call of Duty 1 and 2, even right up to Modern Warfare, but
Modern
I'd
Warfare
say
was
the
a good
first
game.
couple were
Yeah.
just incredible.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole
And we're still playing the same ones now.
beach landing and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's
that.
the
Yeah.
thing. They did change the landscape of first-person shooters.
They found a formula though, and
But
they,
they-
didn't
they-
deviate.
Then
Yeah.
they beat it to death.
They never.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, the publisher stole the franchise from the actual developer.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then they just found out and said, like, make this again.
Infinity Ward were great.
Yeah,
Good times.
yeah,
Yeah.
The
Yeah, once Treyarch do a title, which I think they swap every.
They do
yeah,
it every year. They
Treyarch
swap
and,
every year.
and
They,
big whammy hammer or whatever they're
yeah,
called.
whatever they're called. But,
But
yeah,
Infinity
they,
War were the only good ones worth playing
Yeah.
for a while there.
Just
Yeah, these
beat
guys
the
literally
Russian
swap
level
it.
with having no gun and you just got to run and dodge. In the
Oh,
original
yeah,
one.
no rush.
that,
Yeah.
that was so
That was back
good.
when you had no regenerating health bar too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually thinking that you had
Good
to find your
times.
health packs.
Remember when you had to just, like, run around with no health and then just find a handily placed medic bag on
Yeah.
an alien
Wow.
world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Those were great
I liked
times.
Red key. Find a red key.
Yeah.
Kill all the enemies.
Yeah.
World at War.
Yeah.
World at War was pretty good.
That had a really good co-op for its sync campaign as well.
that
which
got
was amazing.
pretty overlooked though.
Yeah.
as far as compared to the other ones go.
Yeah.
But I liked it because it's got Jack Bauer.
Which one is the press F to pay respect? So all I know
Oh,
is that
it's one of the newer ones.
Call of
Play
Duty
that
meme
one, I don't
edition.
think.
Yeah.
I think it was like Black Ops 2 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It was one of the blops, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
just the-
still permeates like social media
Oh,
today.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
F
everywhere.
in the chat and everything.
Yeah.
It's always,
Yeah, so it's changing the landscape of bleak cynicism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they got into trouble when they did the whole you were undercover as a terrorist in the
In
airport,
the Russian airport.
and you got to
one,
like
yeah.
shoot all the innocent
Everyone was
civilians and
mad.
stuff like that, and you know.
You-
Everyone's got their own
yeah,
opinion.
I still
but,
remember-
but they forced you to participate. You got shot and you failed the mission. I'm pretty sure if you didn't.
If you didn't participate, you just get shot by one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get shot at the end of
but
that mission as well.
You could. The whole thing is though at the start of that mission, because I remember, I don't know whether it was like I played it late and it got patched in, or whether it was just in because I knew everyone was mad. I do remember having the option to not do that mission.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did patch
gave you the
over,
option
yeah.
to completely
Yeah.
skip
So
it,
to
yeah.
just not have it there altogether. So
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
look, for those of us that can differentiate between a video game and real life,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Well, it
Again,
was-
I think I obviously not condoning shooting up an airport
No.
or anyone.
Yeah.
but
No.
for the sake of art, I would play that level because I can tell
Yeah.
the difference between that and real life.
Yeah.
and-
Like the thing was that it wasn't even about like, oh, can people differentiate or not? Because like, I mean, a lot of people played that game and very few of them I think have gone to shoot up an airport.
An entire
but
airport.
the thing was more about moral panic. So Call of
Yeah.
Duty was hot, it was in the crosshairs of media, and then they have this level that is intrinsically designed to make you feel wrong.
Not cool.
Like
Yeah.
you're doing this thing and you're not meant to like it. And the media watchdogs saw that and they completely took it the wrong way, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh,
Yeah.
people think that they're getting 10 points per shot and high-fiving their
Oh,
friends
that's right.
and then
I
murdering a
forgot
dog or
about
whatever.
that.
So
Yeah.
it's like, and I think it was also like very, like I think Jack Thompson was still riding the wave
Yeah,
of
he
like
was. He
just,
was still prevalent.
indignity over video game violence. And so instead of taking a look at it for what it is, they went like, well, 5-year-olds play this game, which is like,
they don't.
even if they do, that's the
yeah,
responsibility
even
of
if
the
a
parents.
kid
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
play the game,
Yeah.
it's not the game's fault. The game is rated appropriately for its
Yeah.
age demographic. If someone buys it and gives it to a child, then it shouldn't be the developer's problem. You
Yeah.
know?
No.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was ridiculous. The
No.
whole thing was stupid.
It's like the
Yeah.
argument of blaming the gun manufacturer for the mass shooting. You know, guns have a purpose,
Yeah, shooting people.
but you can't blame the gun manufacturer for a shooting.
Yeah, let's not go here.
You can't. You can't. It's the misuse of the product. It's,
It's
skewing
The
it.
availability.
The
of the product.
availability.
That's right. The availability, the law surrounding it,
Which is
the
generally
issue.
dictated by the gun lobby. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's not.
just not. Yeah, that's, I don't want to. I don't
The shovels. We've started. We've got the shovels.
Yeah,
out.
let's put the shovels
Welcome
back
to
in the
my
U.
hole, boys.
What? You're digging it with us. You've got an excavator.
That's what I'm saying. I'm bringing you down, though. I need company.
But the whole thing about the game was just blown completely out of proportion, and you haven't really. Have we really seen another kind of moral panic over a video game like that since?
When was
Not
the
in
hot
recent
coffee
memory.
mod?
That
with
was
GG?
that was
They got some issues.
That was before.
I think.
That was before.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Um.
GTA on that? Wasn't there? They had to get rid of the prostitute. That you
Um,
could sleep with the
I think
prostitute.
that was back in Vice City though. I think that was a
Oh,
while
okay.
There was
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
there was like a minor one when they put a first person view into GTA 5 and you could see like a
Yeah.
head bobbing up and down if you got a prostitute
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
car.
Good, I was going to say because I know that in GTA 5 you can pick up prostitutes.
But it's fine
Yeah,
to shoot
yeah.
everyone in GTA 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
apparently.
okay.
We're not. We're fine
Yeah,
with that
it's
now.
okay.
No, sex is
Yeah.
bad violence. Great.
Right.
Can't
yeah.
bust a
Um,
nut, can shoot heads.
Because
Think of the children.
creating life is something that should not be depicted. Taking life,
Taking it
absolutely.
is absolutely
We
fine.
got
it
too
is-
many people
yeah.
normalize it.
Oh, look, video games. I mean, you look way back when with those two guys that Columbine
Yeah.
and
I
video
tried
games.
to blame Doom.
yeah, video games were first like public enemy number one.
Yeah.
It was. I remember hearing like news reports going like they knew to shoot people in the head. People don't normally know this, but they were shooting people in the head. They learned that from their Doom. And it's like you can't get headshots.
The original Doom, you can't go up and down.
There's no other axis. It was like,
You were literally just a spinning top with a gun. Like,
Yeah.
But that did, I think, kick off a big a whole wave of like professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists.
Well, this was coming off like the tail end of the whole satanic panic thing as well. So there was like a lot of
our kids are playing Dungeons and Dragons.
and it's just the same shit with a different banner.
Yeah.
They're going like, what can we blame on these kids doing this? And we can't look at it in a nuanced way. We just got to be like, they liked Doom. That's probably what it was.
That'll do as easy.
Doom will do it.
I mean, you keep going back. People were mad at books and
Oh yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
like,
Comic books.
Well, it's funny you
before
mention
that.
because you
books in
asked,
general.
because you asked, is there like a more recent controversy? I think it's steering away from video games or specific things in video games.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's gone from books to video games. I think it's almost like social media now has become the new
problem is that a lot
controversial
of the
landscape.
a lot of the people that like were the people that were the age or were the knowledge base that would have that thing with like video games are the worst thing we've ever seen. They're the kind of people that go on Facebook and try to go, oh, thanks, Josh. Try to go like anti 5G and stuff on us. So
I was joking when I said you had to do that.
Oh,
nice.
did you hear that? Because I heard that through my head.
You know what I really like? That we're having this very in-depth debate about moral panic. Josh farts into his microphone and then puts his face into the cloud he just made.
There's a real panic.
This is not a moral panic.
I was just doing what I was told. I'm pretty sure I have the bit recorded where you said to do that. At the
Well, you have to edit that in at the start so people know. Oh my God.
Just put a haze over it like it's
It's like a brown mist.
I mean, you did want a smoke machine, so you know.
Josh needs to start eating dry ice if we're going to go that route.
It's
You know what? I think
musky.
I think that puts nice cap on our talk about violence in
About
video
violence
games
in video games.
and
That's what I think of that.
people panicking over them.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What do we have next on the agenda from Captain Fartman over there?
We're gonna run. We're gonna stick to the rundown because
We've
we
already
have too many
talked about the
tangents.
Monkey King. Now we have the Fart King.
Yeah, Call of Duty. I don't think any of us are particularly invested in that anymore.
No, splice in your fart for that one.
There's a few epic things happening.
Very epic.
We touched last week on the lawsuit.
Oh,
no
yeah.
real progress there.
yeah.
Although it's funny because so Epic knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew that they were poking the bear. The
they had a
bear
commercial
turned around
ready, yeah.
and bit them. And now Epic are crying and asking for a court order, like an injunction.
Oh, are they?
Because Apple have turned around and said, we're going to remove all access to Apple's developer tools,
Jeez.
which includes the Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
which obviously runs on
Which
mobile,
is-
Mac
yeah.
OS and things like that. And so now Epic have gone,
Yeah.
I didn't think of this. This is going to screw us completely.
Guys
Like,
probably should have.
yeah. So now they're basically begging the courts that they, it's like hitting your little brother or your
Yeah.
big brother and then running to mummy because you're scared it's going to retaliate. It's like, what did you expect?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing, though. Like, in this case, your brother is really good at pretending he has a broken leg.
Yeah.
Like, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
your
is
brother
thing,
is the
'cause Apple-
biggest shithead
Yeah,
alive.
like Apple are for sure. Like if you want to pick a company that you want to annoy legally, it's not them. They've spent however many years just having lawsuits, almost for fun
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, but they don't win that many of them.
Some of them, like
Some of
Well,
them,
they are the
yeah,
first.
yeah.
I read the
they've
other
started
day.
building their win record.
I read the other day they're the first company to be valued at $1 trillion.
$2 trillion.
Was it
They,
really?
they were the
Jeez.
first a trillion, and now they've.
Is it
at
2
two.
trillion?
Wow!
It's now 2.
Wow.
Wow!
It's
But,
insane.
but when you look at their market share, it's tiny.
But look at their prices.
Yeah,
That's
look
the
at their
thing.
prices though. Yeah,
it's well,
Buy
they
some
would claim
AirPods,
it's quality
guys.
over quantity.
And the hordes of people who go, look at Apple. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
It just
I've got a crack
works.
screen on mine.
My,
so
my,
I'm like,
the
I'm
school
gonna
my
fight the
children
man
go,
coming.
they have to have an iPad.
Yeah.
They will need an
Yeah.
iPad. It's like, why?
I think it was there was a high school that a couple of years ago was straight up just like everyone needs an Apple laptop, whatever, MacBook. Like everyone needs a MacBook, and it's like, do they though?
No.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, because I had a friend that was
They're
actually
all
asking me.
x86 based now anyway. So
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
changing.
literally
they're
not
changing away from it.
exclusively. Are
Yeah,
they
they
really?
are. Yeah.
They're going to ARM. They've released them.
Okay.
They've released their first ARM book.
Anyway, I was trying to segue into Epic, not so much Apple.
Yes.
Yeah,
So there's the Crysis remake.
yeah.
I think I'm the only one really excited about that because it's got ray tracing.
Oh, is that an Epic exclusive?
Yeah, timed.
Yeah.
No, that will be a full-on Epic exclusive.
Oh.
Hitman 3 will be a timed Epic exclusive.
Okay.
So it's still just not an exclusive then, really.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
timed
everyone's
exclusive is
gotta
just
wait.
not
Timed
exclusive.
exclusives started popping up at an E3 like a few years ago.
Timed
and-
exclusives
Oh,
are
timed
just
exclusive
yeah.
been since the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, that was yeah.
But like you've never seen like timed exclusive happening on like the same system before. Like it's just
Yeah.
such a
Between
yeah.
stores or
Yeah.
platforms. Yeah.
I really don't agree with the way that they conduct themselves in terms of like that.
Well, that's
that
what
whole
people
timed
they're
exclusive
trying
thing.
to paint Epic as a bit hypocritical.
Oh, they are.
In that the
Yeah.
whole thing against Apple is trying to break up the monopoly that
Yeah.
Apple have
Yeah.
on on like the App Store market and things like that. And then you have Epic
Actively trying to chase
actively
that.
trying to
exact
chase
same
Create
the,
the same
yeah.
thing.
See, honestly,
Exclusives
it's
and
all it's all about goodwill. If they weren't doing the timed exclusive stuff, but they were still giving away the free games, then I'd be like, you know what? Let's give them, that's all right. Let's give them a chance. They're helping you
Yeah.
guys out. They're helping publishers out. They're giving them like access to like essentially free money and exposure. You know, like it could be a great thing. But then you've also got that caveat of them kicking in the dick, going like, "But you got to buy certain games from here." And even if you've already pre-ordered them on another system,
Yeah.
we will buy them up, and you can only
Bad
play them.
luck.
Here. And it's just it's so weird.
Thank you.
It's one of those things where you kind of think to yourself, "Well, fuck you."
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't care how much you try to bribe me. I'll just take your free stuff, but I won't buy things from you.
Yeah.
Because you've made me mad.
This podcast now has explicit content, by the way.
yeah.
I'm so sick of editing out all the swear words.
Well,
so,
after
alright.
you got up and farted.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near an F-bomb.
That was worse. That was a true F-bomb.
So anyway,
Anyway, you can still maintain a PG-13 with one F-bomb.
oh, it's actually limited to
Yeah,
one.
no, you can have one.
That's
What difference does it make?
just how they rate them.
Anyway, doesn't affect
I
us.
only know this because...
Yeah.
If we go before the classification board, we're screwed.
Yeah, I just remember watching a movie at one point and a dude dropped a swear. I'm like, I thought this was PG. And then I was doing some reading up.
Do you
It's
remember
like,
the
"Throw
first
that one."
M-rated movie you ever watched?
Nah.
I do. It was Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Wow.
Was that him?
How was that M rated?
Wow.
Because he lies a lot, guys.
Go and
Yeah.
watch like the
Bang.
early Police Academy, and it's like PG. Like, oh, boobs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah.
there was some. Yeah.
Anyway, so Epic, a couple of exclusives there. Hitman 3, the latest ones have been pretty good.
I haven't even tried the latest ones, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think like I had a crack at a timed trial of the first one where I was only allowed to have it for 2 hours. I think like I started it and I was only allowed to play it for X amount of time. And then
Yeah.
I played it for like 5 minutes and then I shut it down and then I went to go back. I was like, oh yeah. And so I never touched it again.
Well,
I'm pretty sure at least one is on Game Pass, right?
It might be. I haven't really checked.
I think
Like, I
the
will
new,
admit that,
the new, like, because they kind of soft reboot it with the
did.
name
yeah,
again.
they did.
So just Hitman, I think, is on Games Pass.
Yeah.
It is for
Yeah,
PC
right.
anyway.
Yeah. Look, I would say that the newer Hitmans 1 and 2 are good. I'd say that like the way that they distributed like the episodic content was lame, but
yeah.
just wait until the whole thing's out and
Yeah.
enjoy the full game.
And actually play the full game. Yeah.
Yeah, they're more of a return to form of say Blood Money than Absolution, which was more story driven.
Yeah.
You know, like more linear. There's like different things you can do. They kind of find ways to reuse levels so that like there are challenges and different things to do, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Can't
I,
knock
have,
it.
I haven't
games.
seen anything. I don't think there's any trailers or anything out yet. But,
Yeah.
But DC, ding, ding.
Oh,
yeah.
a lot of
announcements,
trailers.
didn't they?
Detective
Yeah.
Comics
Yep.
have been gutted. by their new overlords at what is it,
But
AT&T?
Yeah, I think it's
people are
AT&T.
excited about the new Batman game. It doesn't have Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Gotham
what are they
Knights.
called?
Gotham
Yeah,
Knights.
Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
It's got co-op. That's
Yeah,
like
it
the
is
one
got
big
co-op.
bonus for me.
Yeah.
It's like that's the one thing I wanted out of all the Arkham games.
Just
'Cause this
two-player
is-
co-op?
Yeah, I think so.
do you reckon if
Yeah.
you play as Nightwing and if you also play as Batgirl, you can make out?
I hope so.
That's the
I'm
only.
not gonna
that's-
lie. I kind of want.
That's
that to be a
really.
thing.
You want to make out mechanic?
Man, I want to make out mechanic. I want there to be a both of you do super cool punchy move thing, and I want theirs to
And-
end with them making out,
Like
upside
the,
down,
a
flipping
big
in the
slow
air.
motion kiss.
I'm not gonna
and
lie,
then-
that's
and-
gonna be weird watching you two play
and
those
then these go-
characters
Oh,
and then they're just making
The
out on
problem is
screen.
that I know I'll end up as Batgirl. Like I know where this is going. If that's in there, I already know that I've basically just committed myself to being
Martha
Batgirl.
and Arthur over here
Yeah,
with Jamie pitching.
yeah, it's got to be like a big like front flip kick or something, and like then they meet halfway while they're both nailing
Yeah.
someone.
She flips over and like so it's like a Spider-Man kiss, but it's just like really slow motion, like,
Wow.
and then they're back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
good game. 10 out of 10.
Already, yeah. if that's in it, they've nailed it, and it's done.
there was a Justice League game.
Oh,
Was there a Justice League game,
Suicide
or was there a
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide
game
Squad.
where they're trying to kill the Justice League.
But Justice League did get a trailer for the Zack Snyder cut.
Oh, I still don't care.
No,
Like,
I don't
it
like
was
Zack Snyder's style.
Yeah, it was a
or his
bad
approach.
movie, and getting a guy that makes other bad movies, his cut of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just stop.
There are some people who think that this is going to it's going to change the world. COVID will go away. Their erectile dysfunction will stop just
Yeah.
because of the Snyder cut. I
Yeah.
don't know why people are so hyped about
They're
it.
getting rid of. He alluded to getting rid of a line in the movie that made no sense,
Oh wow, one of them, huh?
Yeah,
and everyone thinks it's the Martha,
I think so.
Interaction?
Yeah, from what they've said.
like
They think
Superman and Batman, like Martha. Why'd you say that? No.
I thought that was Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So it's one of the other lines.
It's one of the other stupid
They're
lines.
going to put
that-
it in and then
Yeah.
take it out.
It's just going to
Yeah.
be Flash saying, "I'm hungry." They're going to remove that.
Like Cyborg's still going to look like an action figure. Like all of them are still going to look like low budget cosplayers. Like it's just. I'm sorry, you can't fix it with a cut.
Do you think though? Because I don't think the DC movies are that bad.
Pretty bad.
They're not that bad.
Look, let's just say
Wonder Woman,
Yeah, Wonder Woman was good.
pretty good.
at
Let's
best.
just say that the DC movies are in fact movies and move on.
But what I'm saying is, do you think it was a matter of who got there first? Do you think if DC had the start that Marvel did,
No.
Nah.
that we would be looking at Marvel as the underdogs,
Only,
like we'd look at DC?
only if the DC movies had the exact same type of structure and tone
Yeah.
as current Marvel movies do, and
Yeah,
current
'cause
DC, I
current
think-
Marvel movies were directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Then we'd
Why
be like,
Zack Snyder. I just, as a DC fan, I'm just
it
so
was,
disappointed.
It was
in that
just all them
decision.
going, "Hey, those Batman movies did really well.
Yeah.
Let's do that across the board for all DC
But
franchises."
you cannot compare Nolan to
No.
Snyder.
No, but Snyder
But
tried,
Snyder tried to
It's
emulate
so
that,
bad.
and it just didn't.
and
go
it
well.
just it completely missed the mark.
And I'm pretty sure he goes to his editor and says, "Right, that's all really nice and colourful and vibrant. Just wash it all off."
Yeah, just make just chuck a
make-
wash.
I
Make
over
it
it.
look horrible.
gritty.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but sir, it's Superman. No, make it
If
hardcore.
people can
badass.
see what's happening, you're fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if those camera angles aren't shaky and busted,
There needs to be an air of mystery.
Yeah,
what
know
am I
what's
looking
happening.
at? Where am I?
Am I in the right movie? What?
yeah.
It was like the second or third last Game of Thrones episode where
Oh, yeah, it
the
was
White
just
Walkers
dark.
finally got to Winterfell.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember watching that live and thinking, maybe my stream is broken or something.
That's right.
Because
yeah.
you could not see a thing.
No, it was
Yeah.
really, really bad.
Nothing.
It was like so. It was incredibly dark,
Yeah.
and
Lots of movement.
it was lots of movement, and it was done in a medium that is like primarily being streamed. So it's all
Yeah.
being buffered and like broken down, and of course you're not going to be seeing anything. It's just
Yeah.
a puddle. And then like was it Melisandre or whatever? She lit all those torches. Like, thank you, thank you, MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she deserved a good death after that. Like, she did what she came to do. That was her true calling.
That was
the
right,
Lord
yeah.
of
That's
Light.
it,
It's the more like
It's
the
just
Lord
a
of
pity
Light.
about that it was a bad episode.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Yeah.
nothing really good in that season.
Not in that season.
No.
Yeah, it kind of fell over.
What else have we got here? Star Citizen. People keep throwing money at that.
Oh, I don't
Cool.
get that. Yeah.
They've just released a sneak preview of the throwing mechanic.
Everyone go and play this big space opera game with ships and whatever, blah, blah.
Are they turning into the Apple of video games?
No,
Well, no, they release things. At least
they're-
Apple
Yeah,
release
Apple-
things.
yeah,
True.
they're
Stuff
turning
out.
they're turning into like the feature creep of video games. Like it's just all feature creep. Everything they've
It
done,
is, yeah.
it's feature creep and mismanagement, and so you are getting stuff very slowly. But then you compare it to other people who are doing comparable games
Yeah.
who also ran off Kickstarter, so much less. Like comparing
It's
Elite.
I think it's the
you
modern
know?
equivalent of vaporware. You can
Yeah.
see it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But it's still never going to eventuate
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
a finished product. But they're up to 310 million in crowdfunding.
People
I'm
just,
in the wrong business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right?
I should just be a liar.
I need to just talk trash on Patreon or something for a while on Kickstarter.
Yeah. So that's just staggering to me.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's that situation where people have thrown money into it and they're invested now. It's like Scientology. They
Well,
just
it's incredible. They
keep
do
throwing
have
money.
such a loyal, like cultist-like
Yeah.
following.
And the thing is that you tend to see too, and I've noticed on boards for it because I've flicked through them. Like this is a while back now, not recently with this. What you would see was anyone that kind of went in there, kind of detracting from this, was almost immediately shot down.
Yeah.
With no,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
right.
get it.
Yeah.
I'll put this much money
Yeah.
in. They
It's a
announce something
fanatical
else.
fan base.
And then those guys that have already put money in, put more money in.
Yeah.
Because they want to make sure. Well, they want to make sure that this thing goes ahead.
And like whenever they would have like they had like conventions and stuff for it, which
Yeah.
is bananas to me. But
Yeah.
they would use these conventions, the citizen cons, to show vertical slices of what they hope the game to be.
Yeah.
And the vertical slices look really good. But then you get stuff in the alpha that they're releasing. Like I remember, instead of going, hey, let's create a coherent universe and really get everyone out there and bring everyone together. Instead, they're like, so we've got this technology where you put a webcam up and the webcam will record your face and then your face will react in real time in game, just like your face. It's a one-to-one thing.
Yeah.
Who wants that?
Who gives
Yeah.
a crap?
No one
It's a
needs
spaceship
that.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I fly my spaceship? Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
Not with my face in the spaceship.
Well, look, you can get like the hangar, so you can walk around your ship in the hangar, and maybe there's like a
I
multiplayer
think there is a
beta.
dogfighting.
Yeah, there's a dogfighting
kinda
beta
section,
thing.
yeah.
Can I fly my spaceship, sir?
Like maybe not specifically your spaceship. that you
Can
bought,
I
but-
fly my spaceship?
I mean, there is
fly
a
a spaceship.
spaceship. Like,
For a long time, they all handled the same.
Yeah.
Regardless
Yeah,
of
they
the
were-
model.
Yeah.
They only built the physics or whatever around
For
one.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like early Gran Turismo.
yeah.
Yeah, it didn't matter what you got in. It was just all going to feel the same.
Yeah.
I think we might have. I've asked this. Are they doing VR support?
Not yet.
With 310 million, and they're not doing VR support yet.
For a
La-
space sim.
Really?
That just seems really weird.
Last I heard of it, no. But they're like, oh, but maybe. So they'll probably announce it, and then
They'll
again-
probably need more time.
They'll have,
feature
there'll
creep.
be
they'll
another
need more time,
Kickstarter
they'll
for
need
some more
more money.
cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they-
I mean,
they'll-
there-
more time money.
There could be
Yeah.
a good game in there eventually, but
But
like the idea was good.
It was
the-
built on the
start-
Crytek engine.
Yeah,
I don't know if they've pivoted from that because that's
I
getting
think
a bit old
it's
now, but-
still Crytek.
I think it's going to
But
run off Duke Nukem forever.
The thing that's
Yeah.
crazy is that they went, yeah, we're doing it in Crytek engine because we intend to have a game system that is going to be like powerful, and we want to be like really cutting edge, next gen.
Did you fart?
Yeah, he did. I was trying to.
I broke the rules and didn't do it into the mic.
I was trying to power through it because it didn't pick up
Well,
on the
see, I
microphone.
had to ask. So if you just did it like we were told to,
we need to announce
I
it.
wouldn't have had to ask. But you regret saying that now, don't you, Jamie?
I regret everything, Josh. I don't even know what I was talking about now.
Crytek engine.
Yeah. So they wanted it to be like, when this game comes out, we want it to be like really, really high quality. We want it to be the type of game that you can't play on current PCs. But like now it's going to be like it's so easy for us to run. It's ridiculous.
Look, the thing is that I feel like what they
agree.
were hoping for was almost what is now the Cyberpunk effect, realistically, where people have been waiting for Cyberpunk for years. And people are still hyped for that. One of the reasons they're still hyped for that, though, is because they haven't kept saying, just give us $5 more.
Yeah.
and
They are continually asking for more time.
They are asking more time, but the problem is now that I find with like this approach that the guys that are doing Star Citizen have taken is that like every time they speak it's almost like something else that no one cares about, or something else that I feel detracts from just making the game.
Yeah.
And every time I hear Project Red speak, they're talking about things that are actually going to improve the game.
Yeah.
So
That they've likely already made.
Well,
that they've probably
yeah.
just decided to say today, like, oh wait, this week we'll tell them about when we
The
wanted to
genital
make
hair.
chip
And-
packets. Like,
yeah, and
different-
I think that the important thing between like these two, like CD Projekt Red and Roberts Industries or whatever it is that
CD Projekt Red have made good games
well,
before.
well one, like, I mean, Chris Roberts has made good games before. However, he is not focused, and he requires someone to wrangle him and go like, you know what? Nah, it's done. The game is done. 2 more months, ship it. Like he was lamenting how Freelancer, which I thought was a really good game.
That was a really good game.
He was lamenting
Spent
that
a lot of
he
time
didn't
on
get the time to put in the stuff that he really wanted to put into the game. Microsoft forced him to publish it at a certain
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, because it was good.
Yeah, but
It
now,
was done.
well, it just wasn't as feature complete as he would like, and that's fine. That happens. But he's now at a point where he's no longer beholden to anyone. He has a grand vision of everything ever in his game.
It's got $310 million.
Whereas CD Projekt Red have focus. They go, we
Yeah.
need this, we need this, we need this, and then they've done it. And then they go, all right, well, now we can add this. They do the base first, and then they build up on that.
They're the
Where-
John Wick in this scenario.
but where
Singular focus.
yeah, whereas the guys at Roberts Industries or whatever, like they're just adding face tracking for no damn reason. The
Yeah.
base game isn't done yet. They're just finding things that they think are cool, and they go like, I want that in
Gotta
my
do
game.
that, though.
Sure,
Yeah.
come back to that later. Charge people for it, but don't.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like ambitious projects, though, Flight Sim is out
Yeah,
now.
that's out now.
I
Yeah.
hear there is
Yeah.
like a giant thin tower in
In
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah, in Melbourne. Yeah.
Because so what happened is
Man, I hope that the kids aren't being picked up on this microphone.
that's all right. We have kids, so get
Yeah.
over it.
Not like you have kids. I mean, you all
Yeah,
have kids.
3 of us have kids.
I'm free.
Jamie doesn't. Yeah. Come on, Lauren.
Jamie doesn't get woken up at 7 a.m. by axe kicks the balls.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, maybe. I don't know how Lauren sleeps. So.
yeah.
Nah, I'm fine.
I could do it for you.
I'm just picturing like 6:45 in the morning. Josh creeps in, just like
Just waits for 7.
Yeah.
Drop the foot. But no, yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim looks incredible. But yeah, there's a really thin tower because Bing Maps, so
Yeah.
Microsoft's Maps,
that's right. Runs a thing.
which is useless.
Yeah, it's bad.
And to make things worse, they actually get a lot of their map data from an open source.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and so what
Jeez.
happened is someone that contributed some figures to the open source, he basically instead of hitting 21 floors, he put 212
Oh,
and then saved it. And so this
Yeah.
open source, like this API containing all this map or building data,
Yeah.
that Bing then references.
Oh.
And which then Microsoft Flight Sim then uses, basically ended up, so if you go in to whatever this open source is that Bing Maps is referencing, you could do the same, and then suddenly it's in a finished product.
Could I?
Yeah, I don't know how often it updates that data in the game.
Or how often people check it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that game has been reviewed really well. Looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like you can literally fly over.
I think I saw it was mixed reviews last I looked.
I've only seen good, to be honest.
Yeah, I've only
That
seen
was
good. IGN gave it a 10. But
That's not
you could,
saying
Yeah, you
much.
could pay
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I did see the main thing that I've seen from this is that apparently it's like a new form of like messing with people is to like crash the plane into their house on
yeah,
there,
yeah.
but send them a screenshot of it like
It's
like nose
cyberbullying.
to roof kind of thing.
That's terrifying.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't have a crash physics in there. People are
No,
demanding
it's
it.
Yeah.
And there will be mod support, so it's probably
It's going to
coming
be
very
very
soon.
And you know
yeah.
those explosions are going to have like anime thighs on them or something.
Probably, yeah.
Just these big anime
the
thighs.
explosion into 2B's butt.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's going to be.
But yeah, it uses real satellite data.
Yeah.
And things like that. It just looks incredible.
It does. It looks amazing.
I remember my first wireframe like flight sim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
up close, some of it does look a bit sketchy in parts. But if it's a well mapped area, like as
Yeah.
far as satellites and
Yeah.
well, obviously user fed data.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure this isn't the case, but I really hope that if you get the physical copy, you get like just a giant 3-ring binder.
You
telling
get
how
10
to play.
discs.
10 discs?
It's 10 discs.
No. I mean,
I want
the
to see a
manual.
Falcon 4
Oh, the
style
manual,
massive
right.
manual.
Yeah, because like those old Microsoft Flight Sim manuals, they basically were like, yeah, this is a plane, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read up. And
But they need one for every single aircraft in the game.
Yeah.
So then you've just got like dozens of
Think of the
binders.
sales potential there.
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
Games
Oh.
Workshop.
Games Workshop
style.
Yeah, I was going to
Just
say
gonna-
Games Workshop.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to make a tabletop game for Microsoft
Just-
Sims next.
Microsoft Flight Simulator, the tabletop edition.
Yeah, exactly.
just imagine like you're in the game and you're flying around the plane and it's all like, oh, your airline has been defunded. Sorry.
Yeah, they bring out the COVID patch and you can't actually take it off.
Everyone is grounded.
It's clear skies, guys.
Yeah.
All your planes have been sold.
Oh.
Someone did ask, I noticed on a Reddit post about that building in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Whether it was made with steel beams. 'Cause
Oh,
they had,
God.
they're like, I got a test to do.
I don't know if the Sim's that detailed.
Because jet fuel.
But, yeah.
Yes, I've heard. And in fact, that reference is probably why you can't crash your plane.
Yeah.
Because Flight
Yeah.
Sim was also in the
There,
moral
there was.
panic
I was going to say
Yeah,
there was a
it
moral
was,
panic back
wasn't
then
it?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's been around
Forgot
for a
about
while.
that.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like Flight Sim and Wingdings. Because if you typed in like September 11 or whatever in
You got
Wingdings,
this-
it was like 2 buildings and a plane. And they went like,
Was that pure
Wingdings.
coincidence or?
It must have been. Because
You'd hope
Wingdings
so.
has been around for ages.
Yeah.
They're just like, Wingdings.
Maybe Al Qaeda used wingdings as a
plot their
code.
course.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
wow.
maybe Al Qaeda speak in Wingdings.
Is there any logic to wingdings?
No.
No.
Right. Okay.
It's just Wingdings.
But like, if I press A, is it always going to be the same picture?
Yeah.
So it's not random. So you can technically learn the language
can.
of
Oh, yeah.
wingdings.
Yeah.
You can get
No,
a
you can
keyboard.
do
They
it.
did it. It was the Linus Tech Tips
Yeah.
video. They ordered a keyboard, a laptop with a Wingdings keyboard.
Yeah. So if you hate yourself,
yeah.
Learn a new language.
I really like the keyboards that don't have anything on them. They're just buttons.
well, that's a bit different.
Lauren
though.
was looking at one of those, and we were like, it's a bad idea.
You use a computer long enough, you can. The thing is, but I can touch type really well, but then if you asked me
Where that
Oh,
key
where
is.
that
Yeah,
key
no, if you-
is,
yeah.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to like, go, yeah, okay,
You got to close your eyes. Just
yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of picture it.
the enter key.
Yeah,
Summon the Wukong within. Yeah.
yeah. You know, it's Chinese.
It's a monkey.
Yeah, I heard it was a monkey.
Before we finish up,
yeah.
and because I really want to get this bit in there, we were playing the other night, and why do you always assume it's something bad?
You're like, no, I need to get this in there.
It's because you haven't told us beforehand.
Yeah,
and we're
like,
just-
I have.
We have
It's
experience.
It's
you
literally on the
sneak something
rundown.
out.
Nick's
Oh,
just
okay,
like, is
that
this
one.
going to be a dick flattening? Is it finally happening?
This is how we go viral. We all flatten our dicks.
Oh, that's got to be painful.
Yeah, it would be. Yes, correct. Yes. Anyway,
Like toothpaste out of a. Anyway,
out of a toothbrush.
well, I was going to say out of the tube. I watched a guy staple his ball sack
Hit
to
us
his
with the question.
The question is much better.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that anecdote,
this came up the other night, and we thought, no, let's stop talking about it. We'll save it for the podcast.
Right.
If you could wipe one game from your memory, what would it be so that you could then go and enjoy it for the first time ever?
Oh,
Which is a bit of a paradox because you're not going to remember.
That's-
Like, what if you just don't bother picking it up again?
You leave a note.
I
for
would
yourself,
assume.
don't you?
Yeah.
I would assume it was a little bit of you'd started the game up and you're like, oh, hang on a minute, and it was there in front of you.
But then, like,
but
so for me, for example, it's a tie between Mass Effect and Max Payne.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That was
okay,
good.
Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't played the Mass Effect game, so I can do.
you can do
Yeah, you
that.
can
I'm
do
actually, I will admit, I'm almost tempted to say we should.
We'll record some of that,
record
yeah.
you starting that because I.
But particularly with Max Payne, if I played that today
Yeah.
or booted it up just by coincidence,
Oh yeah.
it'd look rubbish and I'd never play it.
Sure.
Anyway, let's not get down, bogged down in semantics.
Like, let's leave.
What
them.
gaming experience though? Yeah. would you
Yeah,
like
so
to play
so for
the
me,
first time?
it's very much those story-driven games.
Yeah.
Max Payne, definitely. Like, I loved the story. I loved the grittiness. Like, it just... It's one of those ones, too, that looks so much better in my memory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got
Oh,
an
yeah.
HD
Like,
in
you wouldn't...
your memory.
Yeah, you,
You mean
wouldn't
you
boot it up
don't?
now.
If you picked it up now and you saw just that squinty grin that he has,
He's
You
constipated.
would constipated look
Yeah.
all the time.
you wouldn't be like, God,
This is the greatest
adventure."
game ever.
that photo of the what was he? Was he an accountant or was he a programmer?
He was one
There
of
was
the.
something in there,
he's
like
on the
some
dev team
boring officey
somehow,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who? Like Max Payne
Max
himself?
Payne
Yeah.
himself.
He was the writer.
Oh, he was the writer.
Yeah.
It's in
Okay.
there somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're my two choices, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God, I don't know. Look, it for me, it kind of comes down to like almost any RPG that I played that I really enjoyed. I would love to be able to go through that again
first
without
time.
any kind of memory. So like you know,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah, it was-
Dragon Age, Knights of the Old Republic, like anything that has like a kind of like whoa, like a mind blow
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
where you're not expecting it to have. Like
Yeah.
BioShock is another
Yeah,
good one.
Bioshock's definitely one of mine.
Like I don't have like a definitive one. I guess it would be good to play like Final Fantasy VII again, like without any kind of knowledge of what's going to happen in it. But
You've killed me. I've got to pick another one now.
sorry, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? The original Nier.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got to pick
Yeah.
another.
We'll have to let you go first sometimes, Nick, just so you can get
What
what
is?
You can say League of Legends. It's okay.
No, I can't.
And
I just want to erase it. I don't want to play it again.
Yeah, you don't go back to that.
I'll
You-
throw
you
one
let
more
it
out there that I'm sure Nick won't say, and it's Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Never
Okay,
heard
Nick.
of
I'm
it.
currently getting my ass kicked in it, so yeah, I'm having a hard time.
He's so good game.
Continuing.
Come on, Nick.
Actually, so I did
Think of
have
something
the
original.
consideration that The Witcher 2
Oh
was something that I would like to go back to again and
That
not
is
know
good.
anything
Yeah.
because I every now and then I have the thought, would I go back to it? But then I'm like in this mix of like, well, now I also know what comes after that,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of like I just end up doing the same thing
Yeah.
because I did the things that I wanted to do at the time. And I have a really hard thing with especially like stuff that's like so heavily character and story driven
Yeah.
that I'm like, no, I picked the thing I wanted, and I want them to do that again if I go back to
Yeah,
it. At all.
me
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Actually,
so-
yeah,
yeah,
it's very rare for me to go like, all right, now let's see what the bad option is. Like,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's always the good option.
Yeah, but that and like I did think to myself that Knights of the Old Republic would be a good one because I played.
Yeah.
I spent a lot.
That
of
was
time
up there
with
for
that.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic was another one of those games where if you did manage to like go back and go, like, no, I'm going to try doing it on like the dark side route instead of
Yeah.
the light side route. That game changes so dramatically
Yeah.
story wise.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's still you kind of end on the same beats. But like you murder just all your friends.
Yeah, you're a
Like,
dick.
It gets very dark,
Yeah.
very fast,
Yeah.
and like part of like I remember trying it.
Thought Dave was going to fart.
See, the
Saw him
problem
get
is
up
the
out of the
way,
corner of my
the way
eye.
that he was leaning,
Yeah.
it was going to be straight into you.
And Josh is on next week with pink eye.
You've already got it from yourself. But yeah, that was one of those games where because of like such a tonal shift on what your character does, I was like, I can't do it, and I had to stop because I just felt really bad.
I actively tried once specifically with Knights of the Old Republic, and you know
Yeah.
what I did? I got to the point where it was like, all right, this is literally the last time, and I'd been a dick,
Yeah.
like the whole way, and
Yeah.
it got to a point where I was like, oh no, I can't,
Yeah.
and I just didn't. So
I just can't kill Mission and her Wookiee friend.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. How are you, Dave?
Bioshock, but even just thinking of first time of playing some games like the original theme park,
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
and like the quality CGI if you're going on a ride, it's just
That's right. Yeah.
Did you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I did,
That was really good.
but I'd already
I
played
enjoyed
theme
that.
park, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Pale in
whatever, it's
comparison.
okay, but it's not the same.
But
as
it's only
playing this
one
for
piece.
the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Oh, actually, I have one more thing.
You can only pick one.
No, this is good because it's not.
I picked two, but that's irrelevant.
It's not even really like a game so much as an experience, and it's like
Please close the door. Sorry, children.
I would really
Please close it. We're not done. I'm not editing that out.
Those children will die.
It's a good thing your pants are
As will we all.
One day.
yeah, eventually.
I would really like to experience VR again without
Yeah.
just wipe my mind of it, go back into it because wow, that is it, it's just incredible. It's like it's just like they said it would be. It's like I'm really looking at my hands. Whoa!
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like such a movie cliche the first time I went into VR, but it's just so good.
You got
Like that-
lawnmower
I,
man.
I tell people that because yours was the first that I tried at my old house.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time that being a nerd has almost brought me to tears.
Wow.
Honestly, it was like it was such an impactful moment because you expect it to be gimmicky,
Yeah.
3D TV, like
Yeah.
it adds something,
haven't thought
but
about
you
3D
could
TV
do
so
with
long.
but you could do without it.
Yeah.
But it was like good 3D TV.
Yeah.
3D TV that
but
mattered.
this was just like it was just one thing that exceeded my expectations.
yeah,
completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I've got used to it a little bit now because
Well, that's
some of the shine's worn off. I mean, that said, I mostly play poker in VR.
it's
It
like,
seems like it'd be a good option for
I mean,
it.
it
though.
used
yeah,
to
you just
be-
sit there and you're like,
yeah, it used to be you put the headset on, like you're like, whoa, it's blowing my mind. Like now it's like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Like it's still like you still have like new experiences and things are still cool, but it's they got to work for it now. And
Yeah.
yeah.
initially, it's just like you just put the thing on. You're
Any
like,
game,
whoa,
any
whoa,
game is
yeah,
amazing.
anything,
It's in
anything
VR.
is wow. You know, I mean, I remember I was in my apartment, which because I knew I was going to move out of the apartment, like I didn't furnish it, so it was like every stereotype of just like a bachelor pad. Like there was a computer in the corner and nothing else.
Nice.
And
Perfect VR space.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. No,
And
that'd be really good.
I remember whacking on like the VR headset and just like going into the middle of the room, just sitting down
Yeah.
and just chilling out in the space that they had at the time for the Oculus.
Is that the caravan?
No, it was
No.
the one where it was like you were on. It was essentially like just a large area with like a flooded city in front of you. And you could like
okay.
kind of like
Yeah.
turn on a radio and then go into like go through your library and go into like their weird little ZBrush thing they had, just like sculpt a thing. So I'm just,
Yeah.
it was just cool. It's just a really cool experience.
Cool. Well, let's finish it there.
Have I answered your question sufficiently,
I just
Joshua?
wanted to go back in time slightly. My first computer came with a monochrome screen. And I had
Whoa.
SimCity.
Oh,
and then when we
wow.
upgraded and got the SVGA card and then
Yeah.
played SimCity in colour.
That's so cool.
So
it
you
looks
would,
amazing.
so you would wipe color games from your memory, so you
Yeah,
enjoyed them
definitely.
again for the first time. Yeah. That's fair.
How old are you?
Too old. Well, old enough.
You're actually not that much older than us, I don't think.
42.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're
A little older.
right. You're over the hill, Dave.
So I've never heard of any of these games you guys play.
Yeah.
What?
It's because you're just playing League of Legends.
Yeah,
Pretty
you
much.
picked up LOL.
Yeah.
That's. I imagine you are well outside the average age of.
Judging
Of a
by
LOL
the
player.
way people act
Oh,
online,
see, the scary
absolutely.
thing is though.
Yeah, you're about
yeah,
30 years younger than the average.
Yeah.
Older, sorry.
Wow.
Grizzled 70-year-old guys going,
They've got
Noobs.
nothing left.
they're going, yeah, I did your mum last night. Yes.
Come to my apartment and fight me. Here's my address.
Funnily enough, you don't get a lot of
Your mum stuff?
Your mum stuff
No.
in LOL.
No, it's
People
not.
have grown up.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
it's
lot
because
more
everyone.
toxic.
It's all about
yeah,
your
I
dad
was
now.
going to say it got worse.
It's a
Yeah.
lot worse. I'd take some of your mum jokes over some of the stuff that gets thrown out there.
Yeah.
It's because everyone got used to them.
Now it's the dog.
I think that's it for the
Well,
podcast. I think
yeah.
This has been Neon City Daily. I've been Jamie.
I've been Nick.
I've been Josh.
And I'm still Dave.
Did you notice at the end of the last podcast? I thought I was really clever with my editing. You know how I made everyone's name pop up above their head?
Yeah.
You didn't watch it, did you?
I watched,
I
the, yeah, I
skimmed
watched
it.
the start of it. Yeah, like,
I haven't watched it.
You got to get high on your own supply.
Actually, no. I did see that.
But at the end, I put still Dave.
Oh.
busted out with the Trixies.
Guys, I
Yeah.
think we need to applaud.
Wait, no. There we go.
And there's only two of us who can
Yeah,
hear
the
that.
first one was a laugh, which was really. All right, bye.
Bye.